the last requirement for parents to find success with natural language facilitation is that you need support. And you need support to maintain consistency through all of the blockage, because while the strategies seem super easy to do, staying consistent is the most challenging experience. And all of these feelings are part of the journey. You can feel excited and frustrated. And in order to ride through all of the judgment and shame and propaganda that you read on Google and all of this stuff, to maintain consistency through those blockages, here's what's involved. Number one, conversational speech takes many months to develop. So it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen as fast as you want it, because you want speech to be here yesterday. Okay. So realizing that you're in this for the long haul and functional language never stops developing, even when you're an adult, this is something you need to plan for. Okay. And so you're going to have support. You cannot do it alone. Families who are in multilingual households can already expect delays, because these kids are already later talking. And as long as you decide to teach both language, which I do highly recommend, you'll see in the thing that it is going to come slower and you need to be patient. You'll see. And then mindset damaging triggers will happen in your world. People are going to judge you. The people are going to say unkind things. There are many, many people in the world that will do this to you and your child and will make you feel sad, because they're just projecting their own inner sadness onto you. And they think that they're trying to be better than you in some way. So they have to put you down. And so that can really damage a parent, especially when that comes from a professional. And then, of course, natural speech development is very inconsistent. So if you're too focused on the outcome, when's the outcome going to happen? And with all the ups and downs that happen in this process, you could be suffering a lot more than you need, and progress will slow, because that is a blockage. Anytime you're distracted into those things. Now, here's why it's super important and how you can stay ahead of blockages. Number one, read my newsletter and ask questions. Every week, I give you lots of details and ideas and things to think about on this language facilitation journey. And you can use my workbook to journal your experiences. You can join a community of like-minded parents. I have one, the WhatsApp groups, there's Facebook groups, there's all these other things. But as long as they're like-minded parents and they're not telling you that you should go sign your kid up for therapy somewhere, that's what you need, is a group of like-minded parents. And then you can work with a facilitator, partner, mentor, or coach for accountability, idea sharing, and emotional support. These are the things that parents usually neglect getting for themselves, because without someone helping you keep accountable, someone giving you new ideas and emotional support, you will just exhaust yourself and burn out from these things. Okay. And this is why it's important that you stay connected with support, real people who understand this natural facilitation journey and won't try to talk you out of it. Okay. That's the most important thing. And here's some strategies to, when you do connect with these people, how to find out if they're really supportive and really able to help you, or they're some of those people that you need to spend less time with. And number one is to keep conversation on the current plan and progress. Stop talking about old symptoms. Stop Googling. Stop talking about old experiences when there was trauma and video time and COVID and all those things that caused you to detach from your kiddo and focus on other priorities. Forget about all that stuff, at least for the time being, and focus on your current plan and progress. Because I'm just going to tell you, the more you focus on what if it's this, and how did you do it with your kid, and what happened with yours, and how fast did your kid recover, and what did you feed them, and how much video time did they have, and all of those questions that you're trying to see, is it going to be better, is it going to be faster? It's all just a waste of time and a big blockage. And I'll tell you what, you're going to push the like-minded people, the people who would have good ideas and support for you, and invite you over for a play date with their kid. If you can't stop talking about these old things and pointing out the symptoms and red flags that your child is still displaying as they migrate their way out of behavior into speech, you're going to lose these friends. They're not going to want to hang out with you anymore, because Facilitators are forward focused. They're sharing ideas. They're talking about stuff that worked for them because it worked and they're excited about sharing it. They're not, in fact, these parents who are working so hard and seeing things, they're exhausted by parents that are like, how did it work for you? And what did you do? And what did you say? And teach me this stuff. If you need that level of support, then you got to work with someone professional to coach you, someone who will bring you down off of that cliff edge where you're focusing on things that are taking you nowhere and back into the reality of your life and give you easy ways to reconnect and focus with your child and start to disconnect from even the ideas in your own mind. Right. But as long as you keep focused on the stuff that you can't change, your history and trauma and that stuff that you're feeling, and like I tell a lot of people, get over it. You have to get over it and move your child forward. Your child's brain is plastic like silly putty. If you want to keep them in old habits, then keep talking about old habits. But if you want them to evolve and move into new habits, it's up to you. It's up to you to share that with them. So stop talking about the old stuff. New video analysis every week to see how far your child's going, how much more you're talking. Analyze yourself to see how many fewer questions you're asking this week and how much less you're prompting your child, because it sneaks in and you just have to keep track of yourself. That's the accountability I'm talking about. Identify and address blockages and mindset triggers. Oh no, she's judging me, but that's on her. Or they keep calling me from the therapy center and telling me that I'm going to lose my deposit or this or that or place in line, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff is going to come to trigger you to see if you can work through it, right? And if you don't, watch a couple videos on my channel and learn strategies if you feel stuck. All of these things can come. If you work with me, this is what I will tell you to do. I'll tell you to really focus on what you can change. Okay. So, all of you out there, are you subscribed? Please stay connected. You'll get reminders in my videos and all of my newsletter and all of that, helpful tips. And this is where you go, wavesofcommunication.com. If you click the green button, you'll access my free Get Started guide. It really helps parents see how powerful you are. Plus, it also keeps you connected with me every week in my newsletter. You can respond to that newsletter anytime you have a question, and I can give you guidance about the next thing to do. And then this blue button up here at the top is how you work with me personally. There's a whole page of options to talk about how I work with families and what options I have, including consultation. So you can go straight to that page, wavesofcommunication.com // consultation. You can learn about the workshop plus consultation option, because I want you to be trained and try these things before you come work with me, because I want to take you to the next level in consultation. So there is this, you can work with me and find all the different ways for a short term, for a long term, however long you need support. And then if you're an independent learner, you can access my library and train yourself. You can look at the workshop videos. There's all kinds of 20 hours plus. They're uploading new ones all the time. Every time I do an amazing video here, I put it there in the community. You can watch them all ad free. There's worksheets. There's all kinds of things for you to make sure you're keeping yourself on track, while you're using the workbook. And if you really want to stay connected and ask questions that you get big coaching detailed response to, you can connect with other parents and me in my natural facilitation support community. You can ask as many questions as you want in the forum. If we get some more people joining over there, I might do live Q&As exclusively for that community. And then if you are in the process of hiring someone to work with your child, you want to be a co-facilitator with you. You want to be able, because you work full time and you want someone else to spend time with your child, you can hire them and put them through my facilitation certification course, and they can work with your child while they learn how to be a functional facilitator, work with you and your child. So please visit Waves of Communication, explore all the things in these buttons. Each one of them takes you to a different page where you can learn how I work with parents and help them find spoken language faster than speech therapy, and get you the functional results that you want, because there are things that you need for functional speech. And it's not toys, it's not speech therapy, it's not, flashcards, it's not, 50 hours every, of extra ABA time. No, it's all things that you can provide yourself, but you're going to have to really prioritize to fit this whole plan into your life. But this is the plan that's working, folks. It all depends how long your child's been late talking and what their root cause is as to how fast improvement happens with families. And again, usually those root causes have very little to do with how fast progress goes, because brains are plastic, and this natural facilitation method is how you activate your child's neuroplasticity to teach them the functional language they need so they can learn how to use it and share their wisdom, feelings, ideas, and everything else that's on their mind with the world instead of detaching themselves out. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. And like I said, be sure to like this video, and I'll see you again. Stay tuned to the channel for more content to remind you that you are the best facilitator for your child, and don't let anybody else tell you different. Just learn what you need and show them, prove it to them as you facilitate better spoken language every single day. You can do this.